if any doubts are there, you ask, and otherwise every day it's going to be test. See, GST is a very dynamic subject, and the reason of taking these classes is to have more and more interaction with all of you, and to make it exam oriented also very clear and practically up to a limit. I don't want to go into too many practicalities. Chalo website dekhenge and this is politically linked. I don't know when they will do this and all. No, because the income tax portion is very vast. We all are seeing in the morning live class, and GST is actually very easy, but you need lot of repetition to remember. Okay, this comes in MCQs, this comes in practical question, this comes in theory. Today we are going to check. Okay, some of you are saying no ma'am, I have not yet watched. Then how will you follow? Don't miss any of the classes. Concept classes app link is there. You all are added in the challengers group, right? So concept classes app link is there. In the app, the video is there. Video 1 and 2. Watch it, right? Complete it. Later on, it will be logged. It will not be open for all the time. Anytime you miss the classes and you can watch. How much time you need? 12 hours. From the time we complete the class, will you go and watch? They are 1.5 hours lecture, I think, because it's introduction. Okay, right. But because all the chapters are linked, if you have seen in the last 2 classes only, we have taken the name of the second chapter. Today we are doing second chapter, that is supply. Whether you sell goods or you sell services, you are charging GST, Goods and Service Tax Act, right? And everywhere, whenever it is like sections, whatever we are writing, they are all the sections of the CGST Act. Same sections are there in the SGST and other act. IGST sections are not relevant for us, but it's all the same. Now, when I am charging GST, there are certain advantages. I am not going to cover everything, but on page number 1, I am sharing right now. ये starting में थोड़ा कर लेते हैं so that all of you can do this correction. You all have the printout of the material. That's very essential. I have not written half of the things. So if you are, when I am writing, if you are not writing, then we are not justifying, dear students. Every day we will be doing 3 to 4 definitions also. And then second chapter, first chapter is over in 2 classes introduction. I'll revise in just 5 minutes because repetition is required to score marks in GST. Second chapter, we are doing supply. Third is levy. What is RCM? What is FCM? We will see. Then whenever I say output tax minus input tax is tax payable, that's what we are going to study in chapter 6. Registration, value of supply, time of supply, when you are supplying is important, right? So these are all the topics, and earlier I have marked. If not marked, then once again, these are the chapters which are there only for CA students. So that we'll be taking separately. CMA students, already you have your own syllabus. So unnecessarily, if you don't have TDS, TCS, if you don't have the payment of taxes, and one more, place of supply, not relevant. That is in CMA final you will be doing. But CA students, definitely out of 50 marks, 5 marks, super easy. From the study material only, they will ask the questions. Okay, from place of supply. Is this clear? ये लिख के रख लो, rubber stamp लगा के रखो कि they are going to ask, because this is newly added, very important. And place of supply will decide that how you are going to charge the GST. Okay, what is the place of supply? Am I giving services in Hyderabad? You are coming from Mumbai and buying here, or am I giving you service in Mumbai? Right? Okay. So for goods, for services, for all, place of supply. So this is all detail. Now I want all of you to come to chapter 1, and there was some mistake here. Can you please correct it? This is a very important 5 marks question, wherein the difference is given that old tax, whether you called it CST or VAT or excise duty, what used to happen? Cascading effect, tax on tax. And now GST is destination based tax, value addition, whoever is adding the value. Yeah, that day I gave one more example, wholesaler to retailer to manufacturer to distributors and so on, right? And because when A is selling to B 110, B is taking 110 as cost, adding his profit and his cost 40, and on 150 he's charging 15 rupees. So when you are charging 15 rupees, actually you are paying tax on 100 plus 10 plus 40, means on 10 rupees 10 or 10 rupees tax also you are paying tax. That is called as cascading effect. Whereas when you come in GST, it is output tax. What do you mean by output tax, dear students? Whatever tax you pay, collect on the sales is called output tax. And same when I am purchasing, I am paying the tax, I will keep it separate. A will say my purchases is not 110, my purchase is only 100. 10 rupees I'll keep separate. I will add 40, 140 and 40. So 14 is the output tax. Okay. A is selling to B. So from B, again 14 rupees will come and he has already paid 10 rupees. B when it is further selling to C, it will collect 14 rupees and 10 rupees it has already paid to A. So 4 rupees it will pay out of its pocket. Dear students, 10% is not the rate of GST. हाँ? मैम ने तो पढ़ा है सिर्फ एग्जाम्पल के लिए. What's the value addition done by B? 40. So on 40, 10% automatically. That's why it's called as value addition tax. Destination means if the goods are sold from Hyderabad to Chennai, who will take the input tax credit? Chennai, right? So can I give you all 2 minutes time? Some mistake was there here. So I have corrected it and you can write it and mark it very important for short note. Anything not clear? Chat box is active. If you're watching on mobile and you can't chat, no problem. You can unmute and speak up in class. That's the reason these classes are not being taken on Zoom. और आज से बहुत सारी चीजें we will write in the notebook, because the second chapter also few, you can call it as ratified, but these are the things you have to write in your notebook. Finish doing the correction? Can I move ahead? Right. If you're feeling little blank because you joined today, I request all of you to please watch the introduction lectures and just share my notebook so that I can give you one more example. Maybe. एक खुद से करोगे आप example? Will you all do it? One second. Huh? Oh, this is morning salaries class. Hope you all are attending this also. Live classes are going on. When you do the live classes, that makes a lot of difference. Yeah, this is what is our last class. Why we are charging? What is intrastate supply within the state? What is interstate from one state to another? Little every day, bit by bit, we are increasing, and it's cumulative knowledge, right? On interstate supply, what do you charge? GST. On intrastate, within the state, CGST and SGST. If it is union territory, then UTGST, right? Then apart from GST, we are also charging GST compensation cess. Short note we have discussed with a lot of logic, right? And one last set of rules I want all of you to write. Suppose that it is interstate sales. So I am charging output GST. First, I will always set off in what? Input GST. This is 8 marks question asked in exam. We are going to practice a lot. Today we are learning just the format. Output GST is always first set off in input GST, right? But suppose output GST is I am selling it to Delhi, but I have purchased locally from Hyderabad only. So I have paid what? CGST and SGST. Then can I set off? What is my output IGST? I am selling to Delhi. It's an interstate sales. I am charging IGST. Can I set it off from input IGST? Whatever I have purchased interstate? Yes. Ma'am, but all purchases are from Hyderabad only. And then we are selling to Delhi. So output GST I can set off in input GST, IGST. If IGST is not there, then CGST and then SGST. Clear to all of you? Right. Now suppose it is intra-state, within the state you are selling. So what will you charge? Output CGST. Can I first set off in input CGST? Output CGST. Can I set off in input CST? And then this. Here write down not allowed. Not allowed. CGST and SGST are not allowed to be set off mutually. Mutually. Are you all with me? This is all printed in your notes, but there are few things which you have to print in the exam. So whatever I'm making you write it, dear students. No one should take screenshots. Ma'am, आप ही idea बता रहे हैं पर मत करो. Output IGST always set off in input GST, then CGST, SGST. Output CGST means you are selling within the state, within Telangana state. Then first set off input CGST. If I'm purchasing from Mumbai, I'm paying input IGST. Can I set off? Yes. But CGST and SGST mutually cannot be set off. Next is output SGST, or for union territories, UTGST. Can first be set off what? In output. Output SGST can be set off in input SGST. And second in input IGST. Here you write down not allowed. Ma'am, what is this format? These are prayers. Ma'am, you said you are teaching supply chapter. Yeah, 5 minutes. Wait, these are prayers. If you say this, you will complete this paper in 1 hour and get 8 out of 8 marks. In fact, I feel every student's answer sheet after your MCQs should start with this. Set off the output minus input and pay the tax. Ma'am, this month I have sold, but I have not purchased anything. I have purchased last month. Can we set off? Yes. There is no one-to-one correlation key. I have purchased raw material and I didn't manufacture. After 3 months, I have sold. Can I set off? Yes. Detail we will study in chapter 6 ITC. Shall I close this? Until now, everything is clear. Some of you now, I know honestly it's not clear, but for that, dear students, you'll have to watch the lecture. Did you all do corrections here? ये किया बेटा आपने लिखा? Did you observe one thing? Because of tax on tax, we say every time, ma'am, finally to all the taxes are borne by consumer. Correct? Here consumer is getting the final product in 165. Here it is getting in 154. Why? Because there is no tax on tax. Clear to all of you? Some. Chalo. Next. This all I'm skipping now. Advantages and all twice we have. These are the rates. Registration is mandatory. Above 20 lakhs, some cases 10 lakhs, some cases 40 lakhs. Ma'am, you didn't teach. We will do it in the registration chapter. Composition scheme, hot favorite, section 10. Something or the other comes. We'll do it in the third chapter. This is what I made you write. Input tax credit. ITC of IGST can be set off in IGST, then CGST, SGST. Input tax credit of CGST can be set off in CGST and IGST. SGST can be set off in SGST and IGST. CGST cannot be utilized in SGST. Ma'am, where they will ask MCQ. MCQs are this easy only. Okay? This diagram is also there. These two questions we have seen that if it is an intrastate or interstate, how the revenue is shared. And this is all done, at the same moment. Like this is because of the And what are the products on which GST is not applicable? Alcoholic liquor for human consumption. Now I said you have to write means you have to write. Those who have attended first and second class, something is written here. Yeah. Alcoholic liquor used for sanitizers. Pharmaceutical companies, very well GST is levied. Cough syrups, it is having alcohol. So on that very well GST is levied. But alcoholic liquor for human consumption, this is one of the biggest income of state. State is saying kuch bhi kar lo, we will not allow you to put the GST on liquor. You cannot centralize. This is our money, state money. Petroleum, crude oil, petrol, ATF, natural gas, these are outside the purview. And they are, sin goods like tobacco, opium, hemp, drugs. On this, GST is also charged, as well as excise duty is also charged. Yes, real estate is out of all this. Today also, real estate means buying and selling of properties, flats, apartments. We are still paying the stamp duty and all those taxes, right? A part of real estate is covered in GST that we will see in the exemptions. What are the taxes subsumed? Write a short note. This is my guesswork. Write a short note, because here there is a very important amendment. You know, when they said within the state also, if you sell 18% tax hai, to 9% CGST goes to center and 9% SGST goes to state. So when they shifted from the old CST and all to this GST, the state had lot of pit, बहुत सारा taxes on taxes which they were enjoying and getting, they stopped getting. To compensate it on the sin products, the products which government doesn't want to encourage, pan masala, gutka, cigarettes, on these products, they said, let us charge GST compensation cess, and I made you write over and above GST. Ma'am, if GST is levied, this is not levied. No, dear students. GST लगेगा, फिर भी on these products, GST compensation cess. How many of you are feeling, ma'am, this is a third class and you are repeating the same thing? Once you have to learn from Dipti ma'am, that is your choice. But once you have enrolled, few things to be understood. Few things I'll say, अरे यार लिखो, read करो, खत्म करो. It's part of your syllabus. Just read it, leave it. These are to be learned by hearted, to be produced in exam, to get exemption, and then come and tell me. And anyone here not writing chapter wise exam is going to be removed from the classes. My team is checking. Don't think यार एक बार form भर दिया, कभी आओ कभी नहीं आओ, आपकी मर्जी. No, you have to attend the class, you have to write the exam, whatever you prepare. Don't say to anyone कि ma'am I got 10 out of 50 because of this. Do you write any reason in the final exam? बस आज के लिए इतना ही डांटना है, अब नहीं डांटना है, चलो. बस है. So GST compensation is charged on what products? This you have to learn for MCQ. Luxury items or demerit goods. It is also called so many books as sin goods, pan masala, tobacco, cigarettes, coal, lignite, aerated waters, and motor cars. From this year, you know what was happening? When they were collecting goods compensation cess, center was keeping the goods compensation set and it was giving a part to state. ये लो, तुम भी थोड़ा compensate कर लो, तुमको, you are getting less of the state tax, no? Take this, take this. From this financial year 23-24, they said GST compensation cess is going to be collected till March 26. I to feel they will ask you this line only in MCQ. However, now the central government is under no obligation to compensate the state. This whole money center is going to keep. And to run GST, we have GSTN network, you know, because now everything is on inter, like no humans are there. I mean, say behind those, hum hi log kaam karte hain. But just I'm saying, when you go to the portal, everything is on the automated mode. Basically, there are three purposes of the GSTN portal. Registration. First, you get yourself as a registered taxable supplier. Whenever I use the word taxable supplier, means the person who is registered under GST. Second is for payment, monthly payment of taxes and returns. At least 2 returns every SSC has to file, except for the composition, where you'll have to file only 1 return. So these are the functions of the GST, and we have discussed. Those who have missed, write down short note. And to help us connect better with the GSTN portal, to make a beautiful bridge of the department and the consumer, the end users, we have GST Suvidha providers and application Suvidha providers like TIN facilitation centers. This I don't want to teach, but I have to teach, though I don't like civics, that because GST is a dual model tax. Everyone is clear why is it called dual model? Dual model, dual model. Every time a part of the tax is going to center and remaining is going to the state. Like income taxes, central tax. State are charging their own taxes, like stamp duty. If I sell a property in Hyderabad, I have to pay stamp duty. So that is going to be what? State tax. GST is a tax which is a dual model tax. Part of it is going to center, part of it is going to state. So 101 amendment, 101 रुपए का cover बनाते हैं ना, envelope. तो नया envelope we have taken, 101 rupees we have put. You know, 0 is a sign of closing, huh? And 1 you cannot divide by. That is why they say that 1 rupee coin. Someone, if we give 51 rupees, or like this, 1 rupee is put up, they say this. Okay, so 246A amendment has come. In the article, they have introduced one more article with the help of which they are going to levy GST. All this started on 1st of July 2017, and only in Jammu and Kashmir 8th of July, but now GST is applicable to whole of India. Okay, how to levy and collect the tax, that is given in 269. So just 2 articles which are introduced in the constitution. And GST is governed in India by CBIC. What is CBIC? Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Custom. All right, GST, what was applicable? Now I have cleared my exam in 1999. So we, from then till now, I am teaching DT, IDT. So the thing is, you need to develop the interpretational skills, right or not? I can't say, oh, when I wrote my exam, it was VAT and service tax. Sorry, students, I will not teach you this income tax, this GST. हमारे ज़माने में तो नहीं था. So when GST started and today 2024, if there are any changes, anything is to be brought, any rate is to be changed, any exemption is to be given, there's a council, GST council, which is headed by Finance Minister of India, Union Minister of State Revenue, मतलब all the state के finance minister को control करने के लिए, and then for each state they have to nominate one person. Usually it is the finance minister of the state. So this, they will form the GST council, and GST council, have you heard like this 66th meeting of the GST council? They will take the decision. What is the quorum? Someone should type, what is the quorum? This is what is asked in exam. So we are revising. Then we will start the today's class with supply. How many people should be present so that GST council should start working? 50%, half, and decision is taken by 3/4 majority. 1/3 weightage of votes is given to central government, 2/3 for the state government. So 3/4 majority say, if it is in favor or whatever, then the decisions are taken. Right? Okay. 1 second, please give me time. Done. Okay, shall we start with the next topic? Some definitions are also there. Yeah. Anytime I can take a surprise test, that permission you have to give me. So that's the reason. See, more than 15 minutes are going in revision. I think we need to change class ka time thoda aur badhana padega. Okay. Now today we are discussing supply under GST. Supply means whether you sell goods or services Together it is called as supply. But the question is this supply or not? Yeah, Dipti ma'am said this is supply. Okay, now is this supply of goods or services? I already discussed the example of restaurant, of a saloon. I'm going for L'Oreal hair color. I'm not doing hair color, but just saying. So 1,000 rupees is the bottle of hair color and completely used in my hair. 500 rupees is the application. So on this, is it the transfer of goods by the parlor to Dipti ma'am, or is it a services of putting the hair color? So there are so many debatable topics. So today they have introduced, we are going to discuss schedule 2, which says, okay, this is goods, this is services. What is schedule 1? Huh? Supply hai ya nahi? Once it is supply, ma'am, whether it is supply of goods or is it supply of services. And then we will discuss schedule 3, which is the negative list. Negative list says these are, though it looks like supply of goods and services, it is exempt. The best example I can give is very small but beautiful example is, say, services given by government or crematorium services, right? Crematorium services, they charge, but on that, do they charge GST also? No. Is it a service? Yes, but it is exempt. Okay? Right. So please, I want all of you to write in supply, whatever we are going to write. You have to do 3D makeup in exam by writing sections. Abhi to I am making you write combine, but what is section 7 and what is 8 will be clear in coming 2 classes. Okay? So write down section 7 and 8 of CGST Act 2017. I want you to write this. Section 7 and 8 of CGST Act 2017. Nice, clear? Chalo. Last class, we have already seen some definitions. I'm revising. If you have a doubt, ask. Okay, ma'am, आप GST पढ़ाओ, आप definitions क्यों पढ़ा रहे? From this second chapter, single type of the questions, but weightage 4 marks. This, they will say some story. Is this supply? Then you have to decide whether this is supply or not. Okay. Now, is this supply of goods or service? Okay. Is this deemed supply? Okay. Is this negative list? Okay. Is this composite or mixed? Bas, alag naam hai supply ke. Like we have pet names now, like that, different name. So there's not going to be any practical question from this chapter, but 4 marks, 4 bits or 2 bits in depth are asked. And they will say, okay, this person has transferred this. Is it a supply? If yes, which supply? Right? So for that first thing, by heart we should know is what is definition of goods without looking at the screen. I mean, say your material. Orally, is it fitted in your mind? Last class we have seen what is the definition of goods. It includes everything movable. Then I made you write on land there is no GST. When I transfer my plot, am I paying capital gain? Yeah, it's a capital asset, but there is no GST. So goods include all movable assets, movable property, right? Excluding money and securities. So money is not goods. Securities, shares and all is not goods. But when you get money exchange, I'm going for a US trip and I need dollars and I'm exchanging my currency and the person is charging commission. On that commission, will GST come? Yes. Securities are not goods. Okay. So on purchase and sale of security, GST is not levied. But the person who is purchasing or selling, say he sold 1,000 rupees share on my behalf, who? Broker. He gave me 900. 100 rupees he has charged his brokerage. On the brokerage, is GST there? Yes. Clear to all of you? GST includes everything which is movable except money and securities. But in money, now we know what is money. Money, cash, bank, जो भी है आपका वो सब money है, right? Money does not include those old coins, you know, which are numismatic value. Now, what do you mean by that? Some old antique coins are there with you, or 1 rupee note. or 1,000 rupee note is there and you just collect it or you just sell it. There are people who do this kind of trading also. Old coins of 25 paisa. So on the transfer of this, will GST be levied? Yes. All this I have made you write in the last class only. So I'm not writing, but I'm revising. देखो दिखा सबको. Right. Goods means every kind of the movable property other than money or securities, but include actionable claims, lottery and all. And there is an addition in this, online gaming. See, actionable claim is something where you have right to receive the money. So online gaming में भी है ना, right to receive. Growing crops, grass and all. Okay. Person, we all know the definition. Taxable supply means supply of goods or services which is leviable to tax, which is chargeable. Taxable territory means whole of India, including Jammu and Kashmir. Non-taxable territory means territory, high seas and all, where GST is not applicable. India, last class I have told you, whether you take services in air or whether you take services underwater, scuba diving and snorkeling and all, if you are doing it in the territorial waters of India till 12 nautical miles, it is India and very well GST is levied. You can't say हम तो जमीन पे है ही नहीं इंडिया के, हम तो 10 kilometer inside the water we are in there. But there also if you are doing parasailing, it is taxable, right? Supplier is a person relation to any goods or services, shall mean person supplying the goods or services or both. Sometimes supplier also includes an agent. So many times the supplies are made not directly by the seller to the buyer, but through the agent. Then agent is also called as supplier. Who is called as recipient? When consideration is payable for the supply of goods, then the person who is liable to pay the consideration. Recipient is a person who will pay, buyer who will pay for goods or services. When no consideration, so many times it's deemed supply. I've just transferred the goods to orphanage and I didn't take anything. It's a deemed supply, no consideration. Then the person to whom goods are delivered. I purchased 10 laptops for my office use. I claimed input tax credit. After using two of the laptops I gave as donation to a nearby orphanage. When I'm saying I'm donating, am I taking any money from the orphanage? No. Is it a deemed supply? Yes. Then who is the recipient? The one who is receiving the goods. He's not paying me, but he's receiving now. So either the person who's liable to pay or the person through whom the goods are available. And when no consideration is payable for the supply or service, the person to whom service is rendered. Very easy definition of the recipient. Recipient is the person who's liable to pay against goods or services. Ma'am, but there is no payment. Then recipient is a person who receives goods or who receives services. Finish. 1 second. Now 1 second, dear student. Okay, until now all clear? Anyone is having any doubt, put it in the chat box. These are basic definitions. How do we define money now? Money includes all the legal tender. Don't try to learn these definitions. No one is going to ask you define, but they will ask you to use it. So money includes all. Letter of credit also last time I had explained. Pay orders, draft, all. Except, but it does not include currency that is held for numismatic value. So old coins and all, there are people who do this business. They sell old coin, 1 rupee note, 1,000 rupee note, which is not now in use. So on this very well GST is charged. Okay, right. Actionable claims where you have got right to receive the money. Huh? Right to receive the money. That's actionable claim. Services. Oh, services definition is what is not goods, money, and securities. It is services. But it includes activities relating to use of money. As I told you, please write down over here if we have written or not in the last class. Money exchanger, taxable. Its conversion by cash or any other mode, all this is taxable. Services including facilitating or arranging the transactions, brokerage and all, very well taxable. Agreed that purchase and sale of securities is outside GST. उसमें GST नहीं लगेगा. But services related to that who are providing, will they charge GST? Yes. Okay, before I move ahead, I missed out. Some of you are worried like what's going to be the duration because we are going pretty slow to make you learn also. Yeah, supply chapter we are starting today. It might go for 2.5 or maybe 3 classes. I don't know. So don't worry. Tomorrow 19th, new timetable is going to come for CA students because exams are going to be postponed and for CMA anyhow. So take quality good time and learn the things with me in class. Alag say you can practice accounts. I also got 95 in accounts. So I can assure you one problem taught nicely for the trading account and 3 homeworks, you will all get correct GP. Right or not? But that doesn't apply with GST. GST is new every day. You're not coming across. Yes, your internship is also now started. So make sure if I'm repeating, you're repeating. I'm writing, you're writing. So few things learn and go here. Let it take one class extra. I'm stopping the definitions here. Enough of definition. Yeah. Related and distinct person we are going to use. So we will discuss these two definitions. Family. What is the definition? My family includes my best friend. He is the first person in my family. Maybe. But for GST purpose, what does your family mean? Spouse. Okay. For husband, wife. For wife, husband. Children. Okay, whenever we say children, it always includes stepchild, adopted child, and parents, grandparents, brothers, and sisters if they are dependent. Dependent in what way? Financially. If the parents are retired and they are dependent on us financially, then they are part of our family. Okay, brothers, sisters are young siblings still studying and they are dependent on me, then they are all a part of my family. Now, who are called as related person? I'm explaining to you now. If you have any doubt, ask. Why some of you have joined with two screens, I'm not understanding. And please write your names correctly, otherwise I'll remove you. दो स्क्रीन से क्यों ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं आप? Yeah, no one should join like Samsung. Is your name is Samsung? नहीं ना? CA Dipti Chheda ऐसे ना? तो लिखो. चलो. Person shall be deemed to be a related person when two people are said to be related. Because, ma'am, why you are teaching us definition of related person for supply? Because there are few cases wherein there are transactions between related person without any consideration. Still, it will be deemed to be supply. GST to lagega. The best and the popular exam asked every second exam is stock transfers. Head office is in Hyderabad and my one of my branch is in Nagpur, Maharashtra. I have certain goods. They said, okay, please, can you send it by transport? Tomorrow morning we will get. We have an urgent order. Okay, I will send. Now my goods are going from Hyderabad to Nagpur, my own branch only, right? Okay. Yeah. Just 1 minute. Please read. I'm sorry for the disturbance, but just read it for 1 minute. Read. I'm sharing the screen again, I will say. Can you see the notebook? Are you able to see it? See. So we have the head office in Hyderabad. Hyderabad head office. And we have a branch in Nagpur. It is in Maharashtra. Now these transactions are interstate sale. Okay. But head office and branch of the same company. Now, because there's an emergency order in the Nagpur branch, we send the goods through transport from Hyderabad to Nagpur. This is clear-cut case of stock transfer. How do I sell to my own branch? Ultimately, we all know in branch accounting, it's like it's transfers between branches will get cancelled, right? But then the buyer is buying in Nagpur and he may be same state. So he may be willing to take the credit of CGST and SGST, right? So in this case, the credit has to go from Hyderabad to Nagpur. And though I am not selling it, it's just a stock transfer. For the purpose of the GST, we have to treat it as deemed supply interstate sale. Clear? So that the credit goes to Nagpur and from there further, that chain is not broken. Same is the case of transfer between the holding company and subsidiary companies. See, these transactions are very common and they may be cost to cost or whatever it is. But are there any transfers? Yes. Is there actually a sale of goods or services? No. But is it treated deemed supply? So for the purpose of the concept of the deemed supply, very, very important is the definition of related person. Now all of you come here and I'll be giving you some examples which I'm writing on left and right. So you also do the 3D 5D makeup of your notebook. Jitna ye decorated hai na, utna answer sheet is going to be easy in the final exam. Literally in MCQs, they will give you case. A is holding 30% share in this company, 40%. Are these two companies related? 2 out of 2 marks. That's simple. So person shall be deemed to be a related person if person are office bearers. Yeah, anyone is having any doubt, unmute and speak up, or even the chat box is on. That's the reason we are taking live, not in YouTube and in Zoom. You can ask, you can unmute and ask, you need not wait. Such person are officers or directors of one another's business, you know, common directors. Then are the two companies related? Yes. This same related person definition is there in the, what do you call it as? Stock transfers. I just arrived. Suno, meri ek baat aur suno. Shrija dear and all the others also. One thing. Nothing will go into your mind 10 by 10 in the first listen. GST is a song. Ma'am, ye kya bol rahe? Sahi bol rahi hu. How do you listen to a song and 3 to 4 times, you know, the music and the... If I play every day the same song in the break now, even if you don't understand Hindi, you will learn that song. Yes or no? Sri Lankan song sabne learn kar liya. So give yourself time. And all the chapters are interlinked. There's going to be a lot of repetition by the time we reach 6th chapter. Okay. So stock transfer, I explained to tell you why I am explaining you related person definition. When it comes in deemed supply, again draw the diagram and explain. Okay. Right. Ye dekho. Huh. Such persons are legally recognized partners in the business. So all the partners, ABC partnership firm with A, B and C, are all the partners related to each other? Yes. Such persons are employer and employee. See, now this is like, you know, something nigalte banta hai na ugalte banta. This is like they are saying that employer and employee are related. But then on salary, have you ever seen we are paying GST because it is exempt? Is employee giving services to employer? Yes, ma'am. Is employer-employee relationship coming in related person? Yes. Then still I want you to write down no GST on salary. But above 50,000 gift taxable. Today's screen is giving little trouble. तो अगर आपको नहीं समझ रहा है मेरा राइटिंग तो आई एम डिक्टेटिंग नो जीएसटी ऑन सैलरी. But if the employer is giving gift to employee, can employer give gift to employee? Yeah, ma'am. Income tax, what is the limit? 5,000. Up to 5,000 not taxable. Above 5,000 full taxable. In GST, what's the limit? 50,000. 60,000 employer is giving gift to employee, then GST is payable. अब यहाँ पे थोड़ा आगे गए तो आरसीएम. मैम एम्प्लॉय कैसे पे करेगा जीएसटी? आरसीएम, रिवर्स चार्ज मैकेनिज्म. Next, one person directly owns or control 25% or more of outstanding voting stock or shares of both. A is holding 40% shares of L Limited, 60% shares of Z Limited. Then these two will become what? A alone is holding more than 25% shares of L Limited and 60% shares of Z Limited. Then L and Z will become what? Related person. Between them, if there is any transaction, it might come in the definition of deemed supply. Ma'am, what is deemed supply? मैंने नहीं पढ़ाया अभी आप. I have not taught you. Next, one of them directly or indirectly controls other. Yeah. So one company controls another. You can write here holding and subsidiary. One company is having more than 51% share in another company. Both of them are directly or indirectly controlled by a third person. Same kind of the example. Together they directly or indirectly control. Huh? So now let us change the case. This case is reverse of this. Together they directly or indirectly control the third person. Okay. So L Limited is also having a control or some purchases or transaction with A Limited. Z Limited is also having. Both are datas for A Limited. So both are having control with A. So are these three related? Yes. Don't dive much in detail here. This is there in the final in direct taxation also, transfer pricing and all, and in law also. यहाँ जितना जरूरी है बस है. They are the members of same family that we have seen, spouse, children, parents, brother, sister, if they are dependent. Okay. Together, the person who are associated in business of one another, in that one is the sole agent or sole distributor. So if I am doing some business and ABC Corporation is my sole agent, he is not my partner, he's my agent, but he just works for me. So is ABC Limited as an agent and me as a principal? Are we related person? Yes. Principal and agent will always be related. Take your time. Nothing to write here. What I'm going to make you write is a simple definition of supply. थोड़ी देर बाद. But is related person just clicked in your mind? Examples are clear. I can teach only related person also for 1.5 hours. CMA final DT we are doing that. Not required here. So I told you unnecessarily I don't want to burden you कि ये भी पढ़ो वो भी पढ़ो. When that stage will come, you will do it automatically. Not an issue. चलें आगे. Okay, I want to still repeat once who are called as related person. Persons or officers or directors of one another's organization. If there are common director, I am a director in Z Limited and I am a director in Farooq Limited. Then Z Limited and Farooq Limited are related person. Such person are legally recognized as partners. Or there is employer and employee relationship. See, employer and employee, are they related? Yes, ma'am. Then on salary, is GST chargeable? No, ma'am. Gift transferred for employer to employee. Is GST chargeable? Yes. Above 50,000. So if 60,000 gift given by employer to employee, GST किस पे लगेगा? 10,000 or 60,000? Tuck the answer should come in the chat box. Dipti ma'am नहीं पढ़ाते ना सब. I am repeating my question. Employer is giving 60,000 rupees gift to employee. Is this chargeable to GST as deemed supply? Answer is yes. ठीक है, clear है. But GST will be levied on 10,000 or 60,000? Say the answer. 10,000 or 60,000? 60,000. Great, great, great to know that you all are following. Good. Chalo. Some more small definitions I have left. I'll do it later. Now, today we are going to do section 7. Section 8. Two sections are only there in this chapter. And whenever I say the section, they are section of the CGST Act 2017. Okay. Meaning and scope of supply. They say, what do you mean by supply? And for that detailed understanding, we will also study 3 schedules. What is schedule 1? Activities to be treated as supply even if made without consideration. You can write here for this one line for this is deemed supply. Deemed supply. There are certain transactions wherein there is no consideration. Still it will be treated as deemed supply. One of that I already told you, stock transfer. Second is activities or transactions to be treated either as supply of goods or services. This is asked. And schedule 3 is activities or transactions which are treated neither as supply of goods nor as supply of services. कुछ भी नहीं. ठीक है? Right. Now, what are the parameters which will say, okay, this is a supply? Knock, knock, enter in section 7. So at the entry ticket, what do you have to cross check? Meaning and scope of taxable supply under the GST. It can be understood with parameters. Literally, they can ask you a question, what are the parameters to decide supply under GST as per section 7 of CGST Act 2017? Supply parameters are: supply should be of goods or services. Either you supply goods or you supply services. Supply of anything other than goods and services like money, securities, etc. does not attract GST. If I'm giving money to someone, should I charge GST on that? No. So, supply should include goods or services. Second, supply should be for consideration. Ma'am, but just now that is exception to rule. Ki even though there is no consideration, is treated as deemed supply. Right now, for supply, whether I'm selling goods or services, I should receive no consideration. Now see, they didn't say I should receive money. Can it be barter system? I will teach you GST. You teach Sanskrit to my son. Should GST be levied? Yes. Barter system, bilkul lagega GST. That's why they are using the word supply should have consideration. Next, supply should be made in course of furtherance of business. So many times, for example, see, I'm dealing into ACs. If I sell the ACs, it is for my business and I'm charging GST. Now, one AC I purchased at my home. I used it for 3-4 years and after 4 years I discarded. Single AC, personal use. Is it for furtherance of business? No. Will I have to charge GST when I'm selling single AC from my home? No. Clear to all of you? As many examples as you want, I can give. समझ में आ रहा है सबको? What are the parameters? Supply should be of goods or services. Supply should be for consideration. Are you all also underlining the clue words so that you learn it? Supply should be made in course of furtherance of business. Furtherance of business. Okay? Supply should be made by a taxable person. If I want to charge GST on supply of goods and services, I should be a registered person. Who is a taxable person? Last class we have seen the definition. A person who is liable to be registered under GST is called as taxable person. Ma'am, if the buyer is not taxable, then it's okay. He is the end use consumer. Do we ask while selling the product, are you registered? Ye, wo? No. Yeah, but if he's registered, he will give his GST number so that I can give him a valid invoice. He can claim the input tax credit and so on. Supply should be taxable supply. There are certain supplies which are exempt, not taxable. On that, they are not treated as supply. What will be covered in this? Schedule 3. So what are the parameters of supply? Say it, repeat it, write it, learn it. What are the parameters of supply? Supply में क्या क्या होना चाहिए? Supply should be of goods or services. It should be for consideration. It should be for business purpose. That's why they use the word in course of furtherance of business. Supply should be made by a taxable person. If I am a end user and I use the AC for 4 years, and if I am selling, do I have to charge GST? No. And supply should be a taxable supply. If I am supplying a goods or a service which is not taxable, anyhow it is exempt. It's not a supply. So these are the parameters. If all of these are satisfied, it is called as supply chargeable to GST. Easy, right? Now let us discuss each bit separately. Ma'am, you said supply should be for consideration. Then there are certain supplies holding subsidiary and all wherein nothing is coming. Is this a supply? Yeah, exception to rule. Ma'am, you said supply should be in the course of furtherance of business. Then there is one very important aspect in this chapter, import of service. If I call an advocate from London to fight my property case, it's a personal case, nothing to do with my business. I've called the advocate from London. So am I importing services? Yes. Is it for my furtherance of business? No. So either this is missing, either consideration is missing or furtherance of business is missing, still it can be treated as supply. थोड़ा सा theory के जैसा है, but with examples and all it will be clear. And keep patience. Today when you are building a base, tomorrow you can check this chapter is having more than 25-27 cases example. That's exactly what you're going to get in your final exam. So supply should be made for consideration. It should be for goods and services. It should be for furtherance of business. It should be made by a taxable person. Recipient can be taxable or may not be, no problem. Supply should be a taxable supply. Followed? So what is not a taxable supply? Ye dekho. Now I'm coming to this definition. Back. Taxable supply means supply of goods or services on which tax is levied. Exempted supply means supply of goods or services which attracts nil rate or which is exempt under section 11 करेंगे हम आगे or under section 6 of the IGST Act. Okay. Exempted supply means this is a supply but this is specifically exempt, like we have seen in schedule 3. We will see non-taxable supply means supply of goods or services both which is not leviable to tax under this act. This act means which act? CGST Act or IGST Act. Okay. Ma'am, can non-taxable supply be exempt supply? Yes. All these definitions are interlinked. Inward supply in relation to person shall mean receipt of goods or services or both, whether by purchase acquisition. Outward supply in relation to taxable person means supply of goods or services, whether by way of sale. I told you services should be for consideration, not necessary consideration will come in money. Can it be a transfer? Can it be a barter or exchange? Yes. Can it be a lease, like giving the property on rent? Is it a supply? Yeah. GST is charged on rental, lease, disposal, or any other mode. Clear? Right. So what are the parameters of supply? Are they clear to all of you? Next, Supply includes all form of goods or services. Okay. And it includes import of services. Import of services is treated as interstate supply. Interstate supply. Import of services is treated as interstate supply, and very clearly they've said whether it is in course of business or not. One we are going to study, but just. Then supply include all activities in schedule 1. Schedule 1 has specific items ki, okay, this is supply, may be for consideration or may not be, right? And activities to be treated as supply of goods or services, schedule 2. Just be comfortable with some section 7 and 8, what I am saying, and schedules, and don't try to learn it today, but bar suno, so that you can write an impressive answer in the exam. Okay. Supply excludes, I told you there's schedule 3, which is talking about, okay, this is a supply, but it excludes, it's a negative list on this no GST. Activities undertaken by central government, state government, and which are engaged as may be notified. Yeah. So if see, services are given by central government, can they charge GST and again take it back? Samajh mein aa raha hai? Huh? So government will not charge on some of the services. This we will do in detail tomorrow. And this whole para is the gist, I can say. ये जो है ना, इसको सिर्फ रीड करो, एक एक को हम डिटेल पढ़ेंगे, right? So what we are going to study is in this table. Purpose of giving it in this flowchart form is to make you learn the sections and schedules if possible. If not, it's okay. Supply includes supply for consideration in course of furtherance of business, means all the parameters what I taught you, section 7 1A. Section 7 subsection 1 clause A of CGST Act 2017. Can we write here? CGST Act 2017. Done? Supply for consideration in course or furtherance. Just 5 minutes. We will do this table and then take a break of 5 minutes and continue. Second is importation of services for consideration, whether or not in course of business or not. Some services we are treating. Is this levied? GST is levied? Yes. Import of services are treated as interstate supply. Interstate supply. Whether in course of business or not. So what is missing? Maybe personal. Supply without consideration. What is missing? Consideration. Ma'am, it is supply. It is related to my business, but पैसे वैसे कुछ नहीं है. Deemed supply. I want all of you to write here. Deemed supply. Section 71C covered in schedule 1. Import of services. Section 71B. Import of services missing can be related to business or personal. No problem. Supply without consideration. पैसे ही नहीं है. But either of one should be there. Na? Both missing, then it's not for business, it's personal, and there is no money, nothing to do with supply. Activities or transaction to be treated either as supply of goods or as services. Okay, this is a supply, but is it supply of goods or services? The biggest debate here was works contract, builders, real estate people. I'll talk. And supply excludes negative list. Section 7.2 or schedule 3. So how many schedules we are going to do here? I want all of you to name it. What is schedule 1? Supply without consideration, deemed supply. Schedule 2, supply of goods or services, decide. And schedule 3, negative list. I will make you write. Not now, but I will make you write. Now, can we start 1-1? So let us start with this first one, section 7.1a, which says that supply is supply. It will be said as supply if it is for goods and services. Yes. Is it for consideration? Yes. Is it for furtherance of business? Yes. Right? Is it by a taxable person? Yes. And is the supply taxable supply? Yes. All parameters are satisfied. Aa jao. let us charge GST. So now whenever he said, ma'am, supply is like sale of goods or giving of services. But I told you it includes more than sale. It includes transfer barter. Like I want all of you to link here capital gain. Capital gain is leviable when you sell the capital asset and there's a transfer. But transfer includes sale, relinquishment, extinguishment of asset. Did we do that in the capital gain chapter? Same way, little, we'll elaborate the definition after 3 minutes. See your watches. And then also 45 minutes, 8:15 sharp, we'll close. And 6:15 to 8:15 is the class. Right? Okay. So take a break very quickly and assemble back. तेरे मैं होठों से बातों को चुपके से लूटा उस जगह धीरे से हौले से गीतों को अपने में दूं बिठा सोचा तरानों का है दिल के फसानों का है तराने मेरे होठों पे धरती सौदा उजालों का है रोशन से का है जाने मेरे नजर की सारा सोना सीधा सीधा होना जी मैंने तुमको पाला है या तूने मेरे को तोड़ा जी आजा दिल की करे सौदेबाजी क्या जाने मैं कभी भूलूंगा ना तुझे चाहे तो मुझको देना भुला आदतें जैसी है तू मेरी आदतें कैसे भूलूं भला ओ मैं कभी भूलूंगा ना तुझे चाहे तो मुझको देना भुला आदत जैसी है तू मेरी आदत कैसे भूलूं भला सौदा ये बातों का है यादों का है तू बारे चाहे तो मुकर भी ले सौदा इशारों का है चाहत मारों का है सारे मेरे का असर भी ले सारा सोना सीधा सीधा होना जी मैंने तुमको पाला है या तुमने मेरे को तोड़ा जी आजादी की सौदेबाजी क्या नाराज सीधे सारा सोना सीधा सीधा होना जी मैंने तुमको पाला है या तूने मेरे को तोड़ा जी आजादी की करे सौदेबाजी क्या नाराज करे आजादी की करे सौदेबाजी क्या नाराज करे सौदा है दिल का ये तू कर भी ले मेरा जहां बाहों में तू घर भी ले सौदे में दे कसम कसम भी ले आगे तू निगाहों में सबर भी ले सौदा उड़ानों का है या आसमानों का है मेरे पर मेरे सौदा उम्मीदों का है उम्मीदों का है तू नींद मेरी नैनों में
दिल कहे तेरे मैं होठों से बातों को चुपके से लूटा, उस जगह धीरे से हौले से गीतों को अपने में दूं बिठा। ओ दिल कहे तेरे मैं होठों से बातों को चुपके से लूटा, उस जगह धीरे से हौले से गीतों को अपने में दूं बिठा। सौदा तरानों का है, दिल के फसानों का है, तराने मेरे होठों पे धरती है। सौदा उजालों का है, रोशन है का है, जाने मेरे नजर की है। सारा सारा सोना सीधा सीधा होना जी, मैंने तुझको पाला है या तूने मेरे को खोला जी। आजा दिल की सौदे बातें क्या करे।
All right, after a break, shall we continue? Say, orally, are you clear now? Yeah, anyone is having any doubt, ask please. What do you mean by supply? Supply should be either of goods or services. Ma'am, what are goods? Everything excluding money and securities. What are services? What is not goods is services. That's what the definition is given. So parameters of supply are supply should be for goods or services. Next what? I'm doing the revision for all of you. This is your first day to see and say. If you know already, say. Because this is what you have to write. And this chapter, just know the examples. You will not have to do something in the format. Is this a supply or not? That's what you have to answer. So supply should be of goods and services. Yes. It should be for consideration. Yes. It should be for furtherance of business. It should be by a taxable person. I mean, say the supplier should be taxable. Buyer may or may not be a registered person, taxable person. And fifth and last one is supply should be taxable supply, because there are exempted supply, there are nil rated supply. You know what is nil rated supply? This is supply, but right now government wants to be little lenient on this product, so instead of 5% they have made the GST rate 0. So nil rated supply. Clear to all of you? Now when we are saying that supply includes, now what I'm teaching is inclusive definition. You know, like in income tax we say definition of a person is inclusive. It could be individual, it could be HUF, it could be this. Like that, what is the definition of supply? Yeah, supply includes sales. So now let us see one concept, one example. Is the speed fine? You all are clear? Or we should go little more slow or little more fast? We can go. If you respond, we can do accordingly. Chalo. All right. Chalo. Sale and transfer. So we all know what is sale. I need not explain. When I'm selling the product, it is called as sale. So just read it. It's very simple, the definition of sale. We need not elaborate it much. 1 second. Next is barter. So barter says that when I'm selling a product and against that I'm selling my old car for 3 lakh rupees, and against that I'm buying a new car for 10 lakh rupees, and I'm paying 7 lakh difference, then GST will be levied on what? I'm selling my car for 3 lakh, but if I'm buying another car for 10 lakh, on this GST is going to be paid. Followed or not? And if for me, selling the car is not my business, so GST is not going to be levied. So whenever it is barter, it is not that on the net of the transaction GST will be levied. Third is license, lease, or rental. Can we give properties to someone for lease? It is usually in case of commercial properties that properties are given on lease for 5 years, 10 years to malls, to supermarket, right? On that is GST levied? Yes. Now here one example picked up from the material is supply of artwork to gallery is not treated as supply and not liable to GST. What do you mean? Examples same can be asked. So even I have taken these same examples from the material. Suppose that there is a gallery wherein all the paintings and artwork is kept, okay, by all the painters. So whenever I'm supplying, say, 3 of my paintings to gallery, is it a supply and chargeable to tax? No, because there is no consideration, nothing right now. They've just put it on display. When it is sold in the gallery, that's the time GST is payable. Ma'am, what does it make a difference? Time of supply is very important. Based on the time of supply, GST will be levied. So, if there is a supply by artists through galleries, there is no consideration. Okay, I think little we can go fast here, clear to all of you. No consideration from flowing gallery to artist when the artwork are sent, and therefore same is not supply. GST is levied when the buyer selects the painting. Okay, then GST. If gift or donation is made to charitable organization, GST is not charged as payment has the character of gift. Yeah, that is not even coming under. So there should be consideration. When I've just given my paintings to gallery, there is no consideration. When they sell it to the buyer, that time. Same way when I donate, there is no consideration. So it's not chargeable to tax. Ma'am, then you said no deemed supply. That is when on some item of 100 rupees, I have claimed 10 rupees input tax credit. Now if I donate this, it's a deemed supply. Otherwise, if I donate or give free of cost my product, there is no GST. Free sample, free supply, no GST. But while purchasing, if I have claimed the input tax credit, it will come. Okay. Here, one example they have added in the latest amendment. No claim bonus cannot be considered as consideration for supply provided by insured to insurance. Who is insured? Insured is client. Now, do you know what is no claim bonus? Yeah. Every year I take insurance policy, and if something goes wrong, I get reimbursed or the amount lapses, right? So let us take the example of building. I have taken building insurance for say 15,000 and nothing went wrong. So in the life insurance, this is like general insurance. Do you get any benefit? No. If there was no claim, then the 15,000 they have taken the premium to secure my property, assure me if something goes wrong, we'll reimburse. So for the assurance, I have given to insurance company 15,000. Whole year is over, I didn't claim. Next year, I again took the policy for 18,000, kuch nahi hua. Third year, I again took the policy for 20,000, nothing happened. Nothing should happen. But listen, last 3 years I've been consistently taking policy with you and I have not claimed anything. See, if it is life insurance, the concept is different. Right now, I'm talking about general insurance. Did I get anything from insurance company? No. In the fourth year, they said premium payable is 25,000. I said, sir, last 3 years I have been taking policy for 15,000, 18,000, 20,000. I'm not claiming any amount. Can I get a no claim bonus? I'm having a very good rating. Insurance company has earned already 15 plus 18 plus 20,000 from me. Can I get a no claim bonus? What is no claim bonus? In 25,000, can you reduce the premium for me? They said, okay, chalo, we'll do it 22. Now this 25,000, which has become now 22,000, this is called as no claim bonus. Because I did not claim these 3 years, I have received a bonus of 3,000, and instead of 25 I can pay 22. Now is this 3,000 service rendered by client to the insurance company? Is it a supply? No, that's what is latest meaning. I've explained you in 3 minutes. Now this is given in your material into pages. Amendment. GST mein most of the students are, ma'am, what is amendment? This simple it is. No claim bonus is when I am getting a reduction in payment of premium. That 3,000 rupees is not supplied by me insured to insurance company. It is not. Now read it in one line. It will surely be clear to all of you. Okay? No claim bonus cannot be considered as consideration for any supply provided by the insured to the insurance company. See, it is very easy to watch a revision video for supply and follow everything in 1 hour. How many of you are watching my revision videos for business at capital gain salary? 1 hour and 1.5 hours I have revised the concept. That's for repetition. But now when you are learning mode में है तो detail में पढ़ना. Supply should be in the course of furtherance of business. It should be related to business, except boldly I have given importation of service. Even it is personal, GST is leviable. Otherwise, always supply is related to business. Personally, one time if I am selling some goods or services, if I am giving, it's not liable to GST. When an individual who buys a car for personal use and after years sell the car to car dealer, this is not a supply. Ma'am, in sale, no, he has sold the car. Because supply is not made by individual in course of business. Am I buying and selling car? Is it my business? No, one time I'm selling a car. So this is not a supply, and no ITC was admissible on the car. While I acquired it, I did not claim input tax credit. So while the sale, no GST is charged. But if it is a car dealer and they sell their display cars, will they have to pay GST? Answer is yes. Supply should be made by a taxable person. Person who is liable to charge GST, he should be taxable person, no? See, the restriction of being taxable person is only for supplier. Whether recipient is taxable or not is not important. Yeah, you go to any store and you buy a biscuit packet, chocolate, or pharmaceuticals. Do they ask you, are you a buyer, taxable supplier, taxable person? No. But the supplier should be taxable supplier. Now, this they twist and ask in the form of example. So, mark this third point very, very important. Supply should be taxable supply. For supply to attract, the supply must be taxable. Taxable supply has been broadly defined as supply of goods or services on which GST is leviable. समझ में आ रहा है? It should be taxable. Then you will charge GST. Exemptions may be provided that we will see in the further chapter. Chalo. Next, exception to the rule now. Supply is over. Supply should be of goods and services for consideration by a taxable person. It should be taxable supply and in course of furtherance of business. So all that is over. Now, exception to the rule. Import of services with or without consideration. So first of all, import of services with consideration, whether or not in course of business. So again, I'm coming to the same example. Suppose we are calling someone from abroad to fight a divorce case in India. Of course, it's personal. It's not in related to the business. But are we paying consideration to them? Yes. Then it is treated as supply or GST लगेगा. ठीक है? So it is applicable. 1 second, dear students. Yeah. चलो. So now flowchart से पहले करेंगे. Import of services. On that is GST leviable. Yes, and it is treated as interstate supply. It is applicable only for import of services and not for goods. So import of goods पे GST नहीं है. Why? Can anyone reply? Not on goods. Why? I don't know. Why only on import of services? When we said goods and services are both covered in GST, why only import of services GST is charged? Why not import of goods? Say whatever answer is there. If it is wrong, you will get the correct answer. If it is correct, your genuine confidence will get boosted. More you dare in classroom, more you dare in outside world, and you outperform. Simple question I have asked. Did you observe one thing? I went so slow in the definition of supply, and then sale barter बस सब exchange कर दिया, खत्म हो गया. Very good, Mansa. Very good. I said import of services GST is chargeable and not on import of goods, because import of goods is already, I want you all to write this, already covered under. Today the pen is not supporting. I don't know why. It's like not writing fluently. Already covered under custom duty. Import of goods pe already we are charging what, dear students? Custom duty, right? Services should be provided for consideration. Services may be in the course of business or may not be. This implies that import of services even for personal, is it treated as supply? Yes. In C, if it is with consideration, it can be for business or personal, taxable ही होगा. Or if it is for without consideration, then पैसे ही नहीं आ रहे, then only from related or distinct person. Ma'am, what is related person? I explained you the definition. Indirectly, like partners, directors, control, holding subsidiary, employer, employee, family, they are all related person. And distinct person, the definition, I'm just making it clear, next page only detail mein hai. When say establishment is registered with same PAN, but registration is state wise, right? So with same PAN, when you have two different registrations in two different states, then these two branches, for example, are called as distinct person. If you want, you write down example is two branches. One second. Two branches in different states.
Related or distant persons in the course of furtherance of business.
Two branches in different states. ठीक है? Now look at the taxability of import of services given in this flowchart. Import of services. Okay? Import of services. Clear? I went very fast in that part. Okay? Now, import of services with consideration. Okay? In course of furtherance of business. Is it taxable? Yeah. And I want again, maybe fifth time, I want you all to write down interstate. Today literally the pen is in no mood to write. मैं कुछ लिख रही हूँ या कुछ आ रहा है. Inter state supply. Interstate supply, it is treated. So import of service with consideration, taxable. Import of services with consideration, not in course of business. So it is treated as what? Personal. Is it still taxable? Yes. Import of services without consideration. It's not with consideration, it is without consideration, free. Related person, distinct person. In course of business, between related person, who are distinct person? Yeah, same PAN, different state, maybe stock transfers or holding subsidiaries or like that. So even if it is without consideration, it is treated as, ये मैंने क्या लिखा है आपको, पर्सनल. यहाँ पे लिखो deemed supply. Ma'am, exactly what is deemed supply? Last half an hour you have seen the name. Abhi next page pe. Import of services without consideration and not even related to the business, not taxable. See, either of the two things should be present. Import of services with consideration related to business, bilkul taxable. Import of services without consideration, without relation to business, not taxable. Now, in these two, here what is missing? Import of services with consideration, not related to business, personal, still taxable. I told you for divorce case, we have hired a lawyer from London. Is it with consideration? Yes. Not related to business? No problem. Okay. Import of services without consideration. But in course of business, yeah. Between related and distinct person, yes. I know it will take time for you to learn it. And don't draw this flowchart in the exam because Dipti ma'am has taught this flowchart. The questions are going to be super easy from the chapter of supply. The way we are doing. Abhi dekho, ek example solve karte hain. Reena received legal advice for personal problem and paid 1,000 points as legal fees to Mary of UK. Are these services for consideration? Yes. Are they related to furtherance of business? No. Explain the above activity of import of service. Would it amount to supply under section 7 of the CGST Act? Answer is yes. As per section 7(1)(b). What is 7(1)(a)? Supply parameter. What is 7(1)(a)? Supply parameter. What is 7(1)(a)? Supply. See, if you don't learn also, you will get marks. But this is like premium marks. 7(1)(b) says, supply includes import of services for consideration, £1,000, whether or not related to business. This was some personal problem. No problem. Thus, legal advice received by Reena for personal, it will be covered under ambit of supply and it will be treated as interstate supply. Clear? In the above case, both of them are real sisters. No consideration is paid. Then will it change your answer? Huh? If they are real sisters, are they related person? Family? Family includes spouse, children, parents, brothers and sisters. So real sister, are they family? Abhi third case aa gaya. Yeah. In course or furtherance of the business? No. Though they are real sisters and there is no consideration, without consideration. But then, are they related person? Yes. But is it in furtherance of the business? No, it's personal, not taxable. See, it is easy also, but it is confusing also because you're doing it for the first time. 3 marks question. In case Reena and Mary are real sisters and no consideration is paid, section 7(1)(c) read with schedule 1. Import of services by taxable person from a related person in course of furtherance of business. पैसे नहीं है without consideration. Is it from related person? Yes. Is, see, either business should be there or consideration should be there. So here consideration is there, but business is not there. दोनों missing है, right? In this case, though Reena and Mary are related person, are they related person? Yes, because they are real sisters. Legal service received will not be covered under ambit of supply, since said services are not received in course of furtherance of business. It's not, see, related and distinct person, even if it is without consideration, it will be treated as deemed supply provided it's related to business. Or if it is not related to business, consideration aega. Or it is related to business, consideration not there, then at least related to business. Followed or not? Either consideration will come here, consideration will come, then business is not there, no problem. Or related to business hai, consideration nahi hai, to chalega. Here both are missing. Reena and Mary are real sisters, but both are missing. Neither consideration is there, nor it is related to business. So it's not taxable. Third, In above case, both of them are real sisters. Reena receives legal advice for her business. She has not paid. Now schedule 1. Schedule 1, if you write, you will get marks. Ma'am, what is schedule 1? Schedule 1 says transactions is between related person. Yes, ma'am. Reena and Mary are real sisters. Is it without consideration? Yes, ma'am. Is it related to the business? Yes. Then team supply. Reena receives legal advice for her business without consideration. Since it is in the course of furtherance of business, it will be covered under ambit of supply. Please comment now also, and forget that recording is going on, and also in the WhatsApp group, are you following supply or not? Of course, all the amendments I'll cover in the chapter only. कल के क्लास में और amendments आएंगे. Two amendments already I covered. One was that no claim bonus. Amendments also we will cover. Problems also we will solve. पूछो. You want time to read it on your own, or shall we move ahead? First, you understand the flow chart. And I know you have understood, but I want to explain again. Import of services with consideration for business, taxable. Import of services without consideration, not related to business, not taxable. Kitch is this. Either consideration should be there or related to business should be there. Import of services with consideration, not related to business, personal, still taxable. Import of service without consideration, but related to business and between distinct person or related person, taxable. Here consideration is there, it's not related to business. Here consideration is not there, related to business. Very well taxable, and left and right are already clear. Bolo. Done. Arey, give some response. You all have put such wonderful hearts on my Monday motivation. But none of you have commented how many hours. If you are working, today is Monday. Say what you mean what you say. इसने बोल दिया ना, समझो हो गया. That should be the trust. When I started taking Sunday exams, chapter-wide basic residential status, so many students wrote. Then house property, little less. Today, few students have written. Still, quality good papers we are going to make for business ed, for capital gain. So once I comment, I will do it. If you are not working, even if the exam is postponed or whatever it may be, do you plan to study for 6 hours? Dear, not only for the sake of getting 200 marks, kaise bhi kara ke pass kara do, you will be stuck up in final. Decades I've been teaching, and so many of students are my professional colleagues now. When we go for the updates of the GST and all training, we are together and it feels so good to see them. So they always tell me the feedback that if inter base is solid, final most of the things you can do self-study. Need not worry. All of you should answer. Why not? All of you should answer. Until now, all clear, or any doubts in the definition of supply and the parameters. I'll give you very nice booster notes for this, but tomorrow, not today. आज सिर्फ समझना है. 10 minutes more. One more concept and we'll close. Let us now begin with the schedules. What is schedule 1? Yeah, team supply. Supply without consideration. Ma'am, you said no consideration should be there. One of the parameters. Even if there is no consideration, it is deemed to be supply in GST's favor. Abhi, I will revise the stock transfer and all again. Supply without consideration. What is schedule 2? Ma'am, is this supply of goods or is this supply of services? Ma'am, what difference does it make? It makes a difference. The rate, the chargeability, the exemptions. And the third schedule is negative list. On these supply, there is no GST. फिर से एक बार. As prayer you tell and I will see. Bolo. What is schedule 1? Deemed supply. There's no consideration. No consideration. Still it is a supply. Rest all the conditions are satisfied. Is it supply of goods and services? Yeah. Is it related to business? Yeah. Is it by a taxable person? Yes. Is it actually a taxable supply? Yeah. But without consideration. No problem. Take it as deemed supply. What is schedule 2? Is this supply of goods or of services? Is it supply of goods or service? What is schedule 3? Oh, these are supply exempt, no GST. Clear to all of you? Right. Chalo. Let us now check the example of what are the cases of deemed supply wherein actually no money has come. And listen to it. If you listen to it, there are only 4 cases. 4 cases. 4 cases. 10 minutes it will be over. That simple there. You know what are those 4 cases? Where there is supply, but it is treated as, I mean, say there is supply, but no money has come, still it is treated. One of the first example is when I have disposed of my business asset on which I have claimed input tax credit. I told you, I purchased ACs for my business. I used it for 4 years. Now the repairing cost of AC is so much. So they said, isko jitne saal you can use it as it is. I said, I don't want to use. The cooling has reduced, the sound has increased. Let me donate to a needy one where it can be used and I'll buy a new one. So I have just transferred my business asset or disposed or discarded. I've not even sold on OLX. I just discarded or donated to an orphanage. But I very smartly have, while purchasing AC, did I take input tax credit? Then while disposal, treat it as deemed supply and pay the output tax. Ma'am, but purchase was of 1 lakh and I've just given it peanuts. When I decided to sell it, they said, we'll give you 5,000 for this AC. What will I do by 5,000? So I donated it. So on 5,000, so you pay output GST. That's what is deemed supply. Second deemed supply, just put it in your ears. Principal and agent. You know how the basic relationship between principal and agent is? Suppose I am principal and Anushri is my agent. She procures business for me. So third party, direct the billing is from the third party to me. Anushri is just getting business to me and I give her commission. Normal commission or Delc Reader commission. याद है सबको? Consignment में पढ़ते हैं. So she's just a consignee, but billing is done directly by Dipti ma'am to third party. Anushri is just taking her commission. Then there is no problem. But so many times I'm selling the goods to Anushri, and though consideration is not received by her, but billing is done in her name. Is she coming under the supply chain? The billing is done in her name, sales bill. And then after a month, she's selling to 10 parties and one lump sum bill she's giving to me. So is she also treated as seller? Though she is an agent selling on behalf of Deepti ma'am? Yes. Best examples are all franchises. I'm buying a eco sports car, Ford car. From wherever you buy, are these all dealers also a part of the supply chain? GST lagega? Yes. Same way, agent is purchasing on my behalf. So agent is saying, Deepti ma'am, goods are, our purchases are superbly available in Haryana. I said, can you go and buy? She does billing directly in my name, no GST. Then I tell her, Arey, Haryana, you'll go and buy in your name and then you give it to me. Will GST be levied? Yes. But I'm not giving any consideration to Anushri. She's just buying on my behalf. Later on, 4 or 5 times she will buy. She will ask for lump sum amount after her consideration. You know what that term is called? Account sales. She will give a pura chitta. I have spent this much money. This is my commission. Dipti ma'am, net you give me this amount. So whenever direct transactions are done between principal and third parties, no deemed supply. Whenever transactions are done through agent, purchase or sale, and billing is done in the name of agent, agent comes in the shoes of supplier, agent comes in the chain of supplier. Very well labeled. I'll have to repeat this tomorrow, I feel, because some of you are repeating. If you know it, learn it with me. If you have already learned it, bear it with me. कि डबल स्पीड से आप एग्जाम में आंसर कर सको. 3 mark question, some case study story built up. Yeah, we know the answer. But the reason of repeating is to make you learn. Clear to all of you? And did you see that sale barter ये वो सब तो आपको बोल दिया कि पढ़ लो, पढ़ लेना एक बार, right? So what are the cases of deemed supply? Activities specified in schedule 1. I'll ask you tomorrow, what is schedule 1? Made or agreed to be made with or without consideration. Okay? Deemed supply. Section 7(1)(c). Can I go back and just give you one link? Dekho, what did I teach you first? Supply for consideration and furtherance of business, blah, 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 all parameters of supply. Then we saw import of service and a separate flowchart for import. Then we saw supply without consideration, deemed supply. We are doing now. Schedule 2, and this is tomorrow's class. Schedule 2, we are going to do in 10 minutes. Ma'am, now we know it is supply, huh? But is it supply of goods or service? Okay? Selling of the product is goods. Selling of giving the product on use. My cranes, dumpers, diggers use. So are you getting the link of all the sections? I don't think we'll be able to complete tomorrow. Might be taking one class extra, but I feel it is worth doing. Still, the suggestions are open from all you also. Bolo. Chalo. Supply for a consideration. This too we have completed. Import of services also we have completed. One question also we have done. Now 4 cases. What are the 4 cases of deemed supply? Whatever I am underlining, I want all of you to underline. Listed in schedule 1. First one. Permanent transfer of disposal of business asset where you have claimed input tax credit. Supply of goods or services or both between related person. Stock transfer, holding to subsidiary and all made in course of furtherance of business. See, even if it is a stock transfer from Hyderabad to Nagpur, is it interstate supply? Yes. And then the credit should pass on from Nagpur to Kolkata? Yes. So I have to pay the output tax here. Nagpur branch has to take the input tax credit so that it can give output to Kolkata. Did you follow or not? Supply of goods by principal to agent where agent undertakes supply of goods on behalf of principal, or by agent to principal where agent undertakes to receive the goods. Yeah. And importation of service by a taxable person from a related outside India in course of further. This we have already seen. Third case in the flow chart of import. Are you importing services? Yes. If you import goods, na custom duty. Import of services, yes. From a related person, yes. Is it related to your business? Yes. Even if without consideration, it's a deemed supply. Have we already finished this? So we have to do only these 3 cases. Permanent supply. Then second one is between the distinct or related person. Third, principal and agent. And fourth, import of service. Shall I discuss very quickly? Any doubt anyone is having, then ask. I know, as I said earlier, it requires patience, though many examples I am giving, but still. Permanent transfer of business assets when ITC has been availed. Ma'am, if I have sold an asset on which ITC I have not availed and I have disposed it, do I still treat it as deemed supply? No. The purpose of deemed supply is when you purchase smartly, you took input tax credit. Now when you are selling or disposing or donating, pay output tax. No. Okay, you have purchased on 1 lakh, you have used for 4 years, 40,000, 60,000 जो भी उसकी disposal value है, on that too you pay output tax. That's the whole purpose. It's very beautiful. When you see there is a reasoning, no, you will say it is beautiful provisions of GST. Literally, I'm using the word beautiful because sahi hai, logically it is correct. And more so, if you want, you can write refer chapter 6. जब वो पढ़ोगे ना तो ये पार्ट फिर से क्लियर हो जाएगा. Any kind of disposal of transfer of assets by entity on permanent basis, even though without consideration, like as if you have discarded, donated. This clause is wide enough to cover transfer of business assets from holding to subsidiary. The law requires that transaction should be treated as supply only. See, I've already written it in book. Only when ITC has been availed. Ma'am, at the time of purchase, I didn't avail any ITC. Then no problem. This is not a deemed supply. Don't pay output GST. Bye bye. अरे bye bye नहीं अभी class बाकी है. Supply of goods or services between related person or distinct. Is the definition clear or not? What is related person? Distinct person abhi hum kar rahe ye raha. A person with same PAN who has obtained or is required to obtain more than one registration in one state or more state or union territory are treated as distinct person. Person with same PAN, same registration, supply will not be treated as deemed supply. अरे खुद को ही थोड़ी sell करोगे. But person with same PAN but two registrations. See, in your GST registration, first 10 digit is PAN. Last 5 digits are different for different states. Then supply will be treated as deemed supply. Or related person, supply of goods and services. Is it in course of business? Yes. Is it without the, ma'am, employer and employee, are they related person? Yes. Are their services liable for GST? No. But if gifts are given above 50,000, not exceeding 50,000, it is not treated as supply. Above 50,000, taxable. Ma'am, you made us write earlier, then also write again. Above 50,000, in fact, you should use the word fully taxable. So employer gifting to employee 70,000 ka cash or kind, taxable. Raj, a CA, has registered head office in Daman. He has also obtained registration in state of Madhya Pradesh. Raj shall be treated as distinct person in Madhya Pradesh. Okay. Where a person has obtained or is required to obtain registration in state, union, territory, has an establishment in another state, such establishment shall be treated as establishment of the distinct person. See, nowadays, whether you are selling goods or services, the concept is business has become global. CA CMAs are having multiple offices in Pune, in Chennai, in Kolkata, in West Bengal, right? LLP they are forming. So, of course, if there are services between them, it will be treated as deemed supply. Now, this is not much relevant, but this case is given in your book and question is also asked once. So, I have taken the same example. Mahesh Enterprise is a registered supplier, owns an AC restaurant in Baroda. Where is Baroda? अब जीके भी मैम पढ़ाएंगे, geography भी. Where is Baroda? So they are having an AC restaurant in Baroda. He has opened a liquor shop in Hyderabad. No one knows where is Baroda, is it? अरे थोड़ा बज होने दो चैट बॉक्स को. Correct ही आंसर you all are giving. Booster notes I will give for this chapter tomorrow. Baroda is in Gujarat. Vadodara or Baroda it is called. And the liquor shop is in Hyderabad, Telangana. Ma'am, on liquor though there is no GST. Yeah, on how many items there is no GST? Liquor, then petrol and all those products, then tobacco, then opium and narcotic drugs, then real estate. Like this, you have to link back till you learn it. Since the supply of alcoholic liquor for human consumption in Hyderabad is a non-taxable supply, Mahesh Enterprise is not required to obtain registration. No need to get the registration here. कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता, right? Because anyhow on alcoholic liquor there is no GST. Now, okay, but it shall be treated as establishment of distinct person. Now, In case restaurant is in Baroda and liquor shop is in Hyderabad, though unregistered, shall be treated as establishment of distinct person. This is asked in exam. Are these two the establishment of distinct person? Yeah, because their PAN is same and they are in different state. Though it's not registered here, but are they establishment of distinct person? Yes. Supply of Gujarat office by Gujarat office to Telangana office in course of furtherance of business, even without consideration, will qualify for supply. If there is any supply of taxable supply of goods from Gujarat to Hyderabad, it is going to be taxable, even though this is unregistered. But ye to taxable person hai na, yeah. And are these two people distinct person? Yes. Is the supply with or without consideration? Yes. Is it related to business? Yes. So any supply of goods from Gujarat to Hyderabad, will it be treated as deemed supply under Schedule 1? Answer is yes. And last one is stock transfer. Thus, transactions between different locations with separate GST, stock transfer will qualify as supply. See the example. If not clear, ask me again. Okay? Wait for 5 minutes and don't leave the class because it is online. You all can leave as you wish. 5 minutes more. Raj Apparels transfer 5,000 jackets from his factory in UP to retail showroom in Hyderabad. Now see, if they don't treat it as deemed supply, UP should pay the tax here and transfer, even though no money he's taking from Hyderabad. This is just a GST entry. So that Hyderabad can take input tax credit and that change should go on. The factory and retail showroom of Raj Apparels are registered in the state where they are located. Although no consideration is charged, supply of goods from factory to the retail showroom constitute deemed supply. Same for principal and agent. But here the deciding factor is only supply of goods and not supply of services. Principal agent is not for services, it's only for goods. Goods between principal and agent without consideration will also be treated as supply. Supply of services between principal and agent, it is already covered in the GST normally. कोई deemed supply की जरूरत ही नहीं. Who is agent? Factor, broker, Delc reader, commission agent, Ardatiya, auctioneer, who acts on behalf of principal, right? Okay. Here the deciding factor is the invoice. Deciding factor is the invoice. In order to determine whether a particular principal agent relationship will fall under the deemed supply or not. What is the deciding factor? Whether invoice for further supply is being issued by agent in the name, then any provisions of goods from principal to agent will be treated as deemed supply. So if I am selling the goods to third party, but the billing is done through agent, taxable. Where invoice is issued by agent to the customer in the name of the principal, such agent shall not fall. I am selling through agent, but billing is done to the customer directly, principal to customer. Then it will not. It's like one line answer. Similarly, when goods are purchased by agent on behalf of principal, are invoiced in the name of agent. Agent is buying and then giving to me. Of course, deemed supply. Followed, right? Check this examples, homework, read and come. Of course, we'll do. And last, import of services we have already done. Exactly same case with different name, they'll ask for 2 marks. So 10th and 11th and 12th, these are 3 examples which I've already discussed, but you have to read at home because this chapter examples are as good as questions we are solving, right? So I want all of you to participate a lot in the class, in the challenges group, in the telegram, whatever is your feedback. If you have followed, good. If you have learned with me what's the definition and ingredients of supply, cooking karna aa gaya supply, then it's worth putting in all the energy for these classes, right? See you all day after tomorrow. Right now it's alternate day till I complete the morning schedule. Then everyday continuous classes will be there from 6:15 to 8:15. We can log in at 6 o'clock Yeah, I will answer all your queries. Dear students, please wait some instructions. Let us log in at 6 o'clock because staying here means delay in the dinner time for all of you. My dinner is over at 6 o'clock. But for all of you, can we log in at 6 o'clock so that before we switch on the recording, any one-to-one doubt you have in income tax, in GST for preparation, you can ask me. And why some of you are not attending the live classes? एक अटेंड करके देखो salary I'm doing tomorrow, one concept, one problem, and then apply and solve. All the problems will be super clear for all of you. Huh? What are the doubts? You can type, you can send, and the class should end with thank you. Huh? It raises our energy. So thank you from me and thank you to. Okay, DT doubt you have here. 1 minute. Huh? No problem. You can ask. GST doubt, DT doubt. In yesterday's question paper, in the second question, 1 minute है, इसको बड़ा करना पड़ेगा चैट. कैसे होता है? इतना कोशिश कर लो. Every day we are done. Wait, please, all of you. In yesterday's question paper, in second question, may I know why provision for bad debt is not added back in the answer, ma'am? Oh, doubt for DT and IDT, I will clear. Question paper, you ask this doubt in the Telegram or challenges. I will check the question paper and say I'm setting question papers for custom for DT and for IDT. So I can't remember like this orally. और मुझे याद नहीं है. There will be some link. Otherwise, you are right. Provisions for bad debts are always added back. But if they say it's actual bad debt and it is allowed, yeah, then why it should be added back? Okay, right. Sure. After a while, just ask me. I will check up and surely reply. Anyone else is having any doubt? How are the examples? Are they making the supply clear? I know it's a challenge for teacher, for me to teach, and for you all to stay till here because it's little bit of theory, thoda law ke jaisa. But with the examples one by one, it's clear. And see weightage wise how many times we are repeating the important ones. Automatically, few things are getting sidelined. They are there in your syllabus. Do otherwise, bye bye. That's how you have to study for exam. And gear up, we'll be taking soon our exam, first exam for GST on the first two chapters. Okay, business head, last chance. If anyone has not written, watch the DT fast track batch, write the exam, mail me the paper, and I will send you the answer paper. Yes, right. Thank you so much for trusting me and giving this opportunity that I can teach you all. I would have got 100 of students if I make this live in YouTube. इतने student दिखते हैं पर वो नहीं चाहिए. GST is one to one. You take the benefit and whatever I'm making you write, you write the booster notes. आज तो कुछ नहीं लिखा, कल लिखेंगे and share it. Share the pictures of that in the Telegram and challenges. That will be a Guru Dakshina and fees for me. Thank you so much, all of you. Yeah. Now, if anyone wants to join, I think it will be late, but still they need to cover up the first two classes. Then they can. See, I can't go on revising every time Constitution 246A amendment and GST and Council headed by Finance Minister of India. Ho gaya abhi. So if someone is joining, they'll have to cover up those classes. Okay? Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye-bye, all of you. Unmute and say thank you and then leave. I'm waiting to listen your voices.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you. Lots of blessings and wishes. Prepare super well and add CA CMA degree in front of your name. And where do you need help in your preparation? Ask me at 6 o'clock tomorrow. Bye, all of you.